Okay, Telluride, let's talk about Measure 300. If you're not familiar, 300 is a citizens' initiative that will be on the ballot this November in the town of Telluride only, and essentially means that if passed, it would require any major development decision made by the town of Telluride to go to a vote of the people. It's called the Let the People Decide campaign. To be more specific, there are essentially three ways a vote could be triggered by a development if this were to pass. The first is if the town of Telluride is contributing at least $10 million to a project, whether it is a town project within the town limits or if it's a regional project organized by someone else. If the town is contributing at least $10 million, it would have to go to a vote. The second pertains to water. So if a commercial project requires one water tap or a residential project requires at least, I believe, 10 water taps, that would require a vote. And the third actually impacts private development, any development over $20 million that would require a PUD or a zoning change, think a hotel development, that would also trigger a vote. Now, this has been an interesting conversation because on a surface level, it sounds kind of good, doesn't it? Especially if you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard me be somewhat critical of decisions that the town of Telluride has made in recent years. So adding some checks and balances, some accountability for our town government doesn't really sound like a bad thing. But the way this is written is so broad and so vague that it would impact really critical infrastructure projects like the wastewater treatment plant and important developments like the hospital that our community needs that don't need delays of elections or the risk of being voted down altogether. And not to mention, this measure is incredibly confusing. If you've seen any communications that have come out of the Let the People Decide campaign over the last few weeks, it's become apparent that even they really don't have a solid understanding of what types of projects will and will not be impacted if this measure were to pass. So my biggest concern is if the language is ambiguous enough that even the creators and writers themselves aren't fully informed on what the potential unintended consequences could be, how is the community at large supposed to place an informed vote on this? And of course, Telluride is already a home rule charter community. So if a project is controversial enough, the community already has the opportunity to put it to a vote of the people. I can understand the spirit from where this came. The mistrust that the town of Telluride has in our local government is a very valid problem, but this is the wrong solution.